Hello, Cougar Nation. I'm your athletic director, Tom Holmoe. I'd like to share with you a few of my thoughts on the future of our beloved Cougars. 2016 has certainly been a very busy and unique year for BYU Athletics. We began the calendar year with a new football staff, won the Desert Duel over rival Utah in the spring, and currently have 4 of our 5 fall sports ranked in the top 15 in the nation. I'm excited for what the remainder of this season will bring and what the future holds for BYU Athletics. As you know, the Big 12 recently announced they do not plan to expand their conference by adding additional teams. Although we were disappointed with the news, the experience left us with a newfound energy and even stronger desire to represent BYU and our sponsoring church at the highest level. Over the past year, while preparing for the possibility of expansion, we've had the opportunity to conduct a thorough examination of BYU Athletics. This self-evaluation reaffirmed various foundational strengths we knew about the BYU Athletic program, but also brought to light many advantages we hadn't fully appreciated. In my time at BYU, there has never been a more collaborative effort, both internally and externally, to showcase BYU and the amazing advantages we have to offer as an athletic department and as a university. Through this valuable experience, we gained strength with the addition of many new members of Cougar Nation who have discovered the spirit of the why. Individuals in every circle of influence came forward and were 100% invested in making sure those involved were fully aware of what BYU had to offer. In the future, if other P5 expansion opportunities should arise, we will be very prepared to showcase BYU and all it has to offer. I'm so grateful and impressed with the true blue loyal support of Cougar Nation. Your passion and pride for BYU is overwhelming and humbling to observe. As I looked up into the crowd of more than 30,000 BYU faithful who attended the football season opener in Arizona, I couldn't help but wonder what other schools could draw a crowd like this on the road more than 600 miles from campus. The answer that came quickly to my mind was, not very many. I can assure you the spirit of the why is alive and well all over the country and even the world. Given the changing landscape of college football, I admit there have been a few moments over the past few years where I wondered about the sustainability of independence for our football program. But the more we looked at our current circumstances, including the energy and outlook of our football program under Coach Satake, the more I became excited about the vision for the future of our program. I believe our storied football program will grow in strength and add even more classic victories and honors to our excellent tradition. When we determined to go independent in football more than 6 years ago, we stated 2 reasons. 1, exposure for our student athletes and the school. And 2, access for our fans. At that time, many fans in and around Utah were able to see us play. But due to the conference television contract at the time, our very large and loyal fan base across the country were frustrated with the lack of opportunity to watch our teams compete. We also had a television station in BYUtv that was in nearly 60 million homes, but we were limited in what we could do. It was frustrating. Now, just 6 seasons later, our stated goals in going independent have been reached and surpassed to levels we never expected. We are averaging 10 football and 14 men's basketball games a year on ABC or ESPN. Our partnership with ESPN is strong. It's unique. It gives us a consistent opportunity to play some of the nation's best competition in front of a national audience. In fact, as I speak today, only 2 college football teams have played every game this season on national TV, Notre Dame and BYU. In addition, BYU Broadcasting is now airing more than 110 live events and 400 BYU Athletics shows each year on BYUtv and BYU Radio to a national and global audience. The increase in fan access is incredible, and the national exposure is among the best in the country. Frankly, thanks to our broadcast partners, No other school in the country has the opportunities we have at BYU. No one. Through these and other communication channels, we are building the next generation of BYU fans all over the world. Everywhere we travel, fans come out in amazing numbers to support our teams. Many times, in various sports, we play in front of what we feel like is a home crowd on our opponent's campus, hundreds of miles from Provo. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We'll play anyone, anywhere, anytime, and our fans will come out in droves to cheer us on. We exist in this favorable position in collegiate athletics as a result of thousands of athletes and hundreds of coaches who have trained, competed, sacrificed, battled, and dreamed in a way that makes their alma mater proud. Thank you to all the past and present athletes and coaches who have kept the flame afire while representing BYU. Recently, I received an email from a loyal member of Cougar Nation who wrote the following, quote, "I don't believe the Big 12 presidents hold the fate of BYU Athletics in their hands," unquote. He's right. Together, as Cougar Nation, we control our own future. I'm convinced we have a fantastic future ahead of us. Will it be easy? Of course not. What lies ahead rests in our hands, yours and mine, and it will take all of us working together to make it happen. This is the strong tradition of our university. We battle, overcome adversity, learn and grow, get knocked down, stand up, and as a result of the experience, achieve greater successes. The story of Brigham Young University is one of heroes, bold visionaries, and believers who sacrificed everything for a school that would stand as a testament of our faith. From our beginnings with Carl G. Mazer and Abraham Smoot to the more recent years led by Cecil Samuelson and Kevin Worthen, BYU has been a school ever mindful of its heritage. Always remember, BYU is a distinctive university blessed by vision, by sacrifice, and by faith. To this point, let me take a moment to say how grateful I am to our many wonderful donors who have stepped up in a big way to put us in the strongest financial position we've ever had, to the point where football independence is certainly working. It has been amazing to see so many people come forward just wanting to help. From the widow's mite to million-dollar donations, Cougar Nation has heard the call and responded in waves. This is exactly the type of support we'll need going forward. We all know there are great financial resources in the Power 5 conferences, and it was hard not to dream of what we could do with that money. As our staff went through the process of self-evaluation, I pondered many times on how we can get even stronger in the areas of adaptability and resources. Many people don't see this side of BYU Athletics, but I believe our teams do more with less than almost every school in the country. A simple example of this is seen in the annual NACDA Directors Cup. Since 1994, it has been a measuring stick to gauge overall success among college athletic departments. Over the past 23 years of the Directors Cup, BYU has averaged ranking of 31st, finishing ahead of half the P5 schools in the nation. Some critics say those lofty numbers, year in and year out, are just a result of winning championships in a non-P5 conference. I say it's one thing to get to the NCAA tournaments, which we often do, but you have to compete and go deep into the championships and knock off P5 schools along the way to consistently score as we have for more than 20 years. While the revenues of these P5 conferences are certainly attractive, we have built the BYU tradition of excellence with people. Our coaches, players, fans, campus administrators, alumni, and of course, the Rock. The heart and soul of the BYU Cougars has never been money. Although it certainly takes financial support to run a successful athletic program, the real driving force behind BYU has always been good, old-fashioned passion, desire, and purpose. All of us rolling up our sleeves and working together to be our very best have proven we can accomplish anything with vision and effort. There is still much to do, but together as Cougar Nation, standing united, we can do it. We will have to find new and creative competitive advantages to continue our advance. We will discover new resources to fund recruiting, upgrade facilities, and provide our student athletes with the best opportunities to thrive at the highest levels of competition. I've said this many times to various audiences, and I'll share it again. BYU student athletes are the secret sauce. I love them. They are the key ingredient that makes BYU Athletics great. Our teams are attracting talented recruits and earning national attention that is building upon the strength of our widely successful programs. The question is, just how high can we go? The answer lies within the hearts and minds of our alumni and friends, our student body, faculty and staff, our current athletes, coaches, and fans, everyone who wants to join for an exhilarating future. It's an honor and a privilege to be your athletic director. Thank you. Go Cougs.